Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2023 Ford F-350 Super Duty, we're going to be checking out the CURT Goose Ball system for trucks with the OEM Prep package. So I think it's really cool that Ford started doing this in some of their trucks, putting this prep package in. It makes it super easy not only to use a Goose Ball system like this CURT one here, but a fifth wheel as well. Since you really don't need to install anything, don't hardly take any time, and more or less the parts just kind of drop right into place. This particular kit is going to be good for 38,000 pounds, which I believe is the most heavy-duty kit available for this truck. So if you're really going to be pushing the limits, this will probably be ideal. If you don't need that much, there's a lot of other kits available that are rated a little bit less than that. It is going to have a 2 5/16 ball, which is pretty much a standard for gooseneck trailers. And the way this one works, it has this mechanism up here, and so you lift that up and turn it, quarter turn, and that's how you actually release the ball. And just do the opposite when you're ready to lock it down. That's how it stays secured. And no way, especially when you have your trailer on here, that this mechanism's gonna disengage. You know, it's not gonna happen. So good secure connection point there. And as far as the safety chain openings go, they're pretty easy as well. You do have a couple of parts here. You'll pull this out, pull that pin out, rotate that, and it lifts out of place. Not much to it. They are super stout, really thick openings there, so you can definitely rely on them in the event of an unlikely disconnect. But the one downside to it is that they're so thick, sometimes your hooks might have a hard time fitting around them. So for example, that one, I could push it on there. It'd be really tough to take off, so I'm not gonna do it. And this one is 5/16. That's what size hook this is. So if your trailer has this size hook and you end up going with the CURT kit like this, you might wanna think about maybe going up to the next size hook on your trailer. And if that's what you choose to do, we carry a ton of these right here at eTrailer. To compare this kit to one of the other ones, I have on hand the B&W kit. And honestly, if I was gonna buy a kit for my own truck, this would be the one I would go with, unless I needed that 38,000 pound capacity for sure. Because the B&W is rated for 30K. But I kind of just like the design of it a little bit better. So one of the things I noticed with the CURT is, although this lock mechanism is pretty much bulletproof in regards to it not coming disconnected, something I could see happening in the future, and I don't know this for sure, this is just my thought, is I could see this potentially getting just filled up with grease and caked up with junk and stuff in there, and might be a little difficult to operate. It is all metal and everything, so it's not going to crack or fall apart, but it's just kind of my thought. And then you know, you got to get your hands dirty too if you want to go to pull this out or put it back in or whatever. And with the B&W, you got this big handle here, so you don't even have to mess with the ball or touch the ball. That drops in, right? And then this handle mechanism actually locks down, and that's what's going to secure the ball. And again, especially with the trailer on here, this isn't coming up, right? So I kind of like the design a little bit better, a little more user-friendly, at least in my opinion. And even with the safety chain openings, with the B&Ws, it's all just one piece. It's integrated, you know what I mean? With the CURT, you do have to keep track of these couple little pins and clips. Not a huge deal, but something I noticed. The way these work though is rotate it, lock it down. That's all there is to it. The hooks are a little bit thinner too, or the openings rather. And so even if your trailer does have this smaller size hook, you're still going to be able to use it and not have to worry about changing them out. You do get a couple of extras. So they give you a plug here for the opening where the goose ball goes into. So if you happen to lose your stock one, or you know, it falls apart or something, definitely good to have an extra one on hand. And honestly too, the stock ones are kind of hard to get out. With these, you can just pop it right out with your hand. So nice touch. I'd rather have it, not need it, than the other way around. And they give you a nice case too. keep everything organized instead of having all these parts rolling around in the back seat of your truck. You know, they all fit in there perfectly, and it's done right. You know, it almost reminds me of a drill case or something along those lines. This kit will work with long beds like we have here today, as well as short beds. So regardless what you got, you know, as long as it has this prep package in here, you'll be in pretty good shape. Mentioning the short beds, sometimes you run into clearance issues with your trailer. So let's say if you had a fifth wheel camper or something like that, and the front of it kind of overhung a little bit, and you end up converting it to a goose ball system or whatever. If you're looking for something that has some offset to give you more cab clearance when you're going around turns, there is a solution here. Here's a piece of it. This is the Gen Y, and where it attaches, you know, it'd go here, and it sets the ball back a little ways. So if you're looking for a little extra clearance, this is definitely a solution for you. So when it comes down to it, a great all-around kit, being that it's extra heavy duty. If you're gonna be pulling something really heavy, this is probably what you wanna go with. But I think that'll about do it for our look at of the CURT Goose Ball system on our 2023 Ford F-350 Super Duty.